Okay, warning. This one thing could cost you tens of thousands of dollars when you're negotiating. All right, so just a few weeks ago, we've had a moderate level of showings on a listing, and we get an offer. And the market's fairly slow. I mean, even to have a handful of showings is a pretty good thing right now. So we get the home inspection back, and the buyer wants some more credits. So they ask for an additional $5,000 in credits. Well, after consultation, encouraging my seller to take the deal, the seller decides to not take the deal. And the buyer subsequently drops out and takes a hike and goes and buys another property. Well, market continues to cool, and 2 months later, we're looking at a asking price $40,000 lower than where they were if they had just taken the deal. So that one decision in a matter of 60 days cost my seller $40,000. Okay, so here's the moral of the story. Be careful when you're negotiating, because it's a buyer's market in a lot of these markets. And so if you haven't gotten a significant amount of showings, and you see that the market is in a rough place, you may need to concede a little bit more, even if you've come down on price. And that's what happened. My seller came down a little bit, came down on price, a lot more from where they originally had hoped to get an offer. And now, 60 days later, extremely much more so down on price from where they originally thought. But look, that one decision of being stubborn and not wanting to give a little bit more, and I know that it hurt, and I know that that's not what they expected, and I know that's not what they wanted. But look, be careful negotiating in this market. Look, I'm in Central Texas. I don't know what's happening in your market, but be very, very careful, because based off of these market conditions, if you don't take the first offer or one of the first offers, because usually the first offer is the best offer, if you don't concede something, and you may need to concede something more later, that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Had it happened last year with somebody at the $1 million range, and they went against my consultation and it cost them $100,000. Be careful, because this market is dangerous, and the third and fourth quarters are softening, and not conceding some more later. I know you may not want to. I know you may still need to try to negotiate not conceding more later, but if it comes down to it, you might need to take a close look at the market on what's happening with pendings and actives and overall showings, and you may need to consider seriously taking what you can get now, because things are going to get worse later, because the price is going to get worse later. That's what kind of market that we're in right now. Hey, VRG, stay tuned.